the statement, this chapter is about sexual things. Please do not watch this if you have a problem with that. And I dearly hope that YouTube actually allows this to stay up, because we're just reading it and making comments about it. So we'll see what happens.
Chapter 18? You or me?
I think I did it last.
Okay. Dear kind and gracious Heavenly Father, we thank Thee for this day. We thank Thee for the good night's sleeps that we were all able to have last night. We thank Thee for the safety we have in our house and the safety and warmth that we have wherever we go. Please bless those who are currently suffering from many natural disasters to be safe, find shelter, and be able to protect their homes or keep their homes if possible. Please protect those who are fighting the fires that are happening nearby and protect them as they go about doing their job and helping protect us. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Yeah, it is smoky all throughout Asheville because the fire is coming up Saluda grade and it's all blowing into Asheville.
Yeah, yesterday we had a few people from the fire department come in and buy a bunch of drinks for their group to drink, and we gave them a little bit of a discount because they spent almost $200 in drinks.
Wow. Chapter 18, Israel shall not live as the Egyptians and the Canaanites. Marriages to many close relatives and others are forbidden. Homosexual behavior, oh boy, and other sexual perversions are an abomination. The land expels those nations that practice sexual abominations. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Lord your God.
Speak and say.
Excuse me.
After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do, shall ye not do, and after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do, neither shall ye walk in their ordinances.
Ye shall do my judgments, and keep mine ordinances, to walk therein. I am the Lord your God. Excuse me.
Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am the Lord.
No.
Or by them, live by them.
None of you shall approach to anything that is near of kin to him to uncover their nakedness. I am the Lord. Can I repeat that? What does that mean?
Don't get naked with them.
Oh.
Which usually leads to sex.
Near your relatives. Okay.
Right. Don't marry a cousin. Don't marry a sister. Don't get with your mom or dad.
Don't walk in on a parent being naked.
That too.
Sorry for the few times that has accidentally happened.
Yeah, well, you're a child.
True.
The nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother shalt thou not uncover. She is thy mother, thou shalt not uncover her nakedness.
The nakedness of thy father's wife shalt thou not uncover. It is thy father's nakedness.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
Grandfather?
No.
Oh, mother-in-law.
No.
Oh.
The nakedness of thy father's wife. So your mom or your stepmom, if your mom died. Right. So.
Okay. So whoever is married to your father, do not take off the clothes.
Right. Don't have sexual relations with, because they are as one as a married couple, and so therefore, if you do that, you may as well be.
So essentially, do not have threesomes.
No, don't. Can be two, but don't have any sexual relations. Don't look at your family members when they are undressed, because that is not good to do, because that's
don't have a threesome in your family.
It's not a threesome. Just anytime you look at someone who is not clothed, it creates lust, it creates inappropriate interactions, and you just shouldn't do it, because we don't need to see each other less than fully clothed.
When I'm saying threesome, I don't mean to have it together.
Oh.
I'm meaning
a
don't
love
have
triangle.
another. Yeah, that's the correct word. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. I'm sorry.
Anyhow, the nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or daughter of thy mother, whether she be born at home or born abroad, and this includes stepsisters, even their nakedness shalt thou not uncover.
The nakedness of thy son's daughter, or of thy daughter's daughter, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover, for theirs is thine own nakedness.
So, nieces and nephews as well.
Makes sense.
The nakedness of thy father's wife's daughter, begotten of thy father, she is thy sister. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness.
So up until this point, especially in the early days, Adam and Eve were definitely having in between. But over time, as the genetics spread and everything, eventually he said, "Okay, you've done enough of procreation. Stop."
Probably. When Adam and Eve were cast out of the Garden of Eden, they were perfect. And the only taint was that they had stepped away from the Garden of Eden, really.
And ate the forbidden fruit.
That was
early.
minor, but either way, they had children, and I'm not going to say that it did happen, but who knows that it didn't happen, that Adam took one of his daughters to wife, and his sons took their sisters to wife. And by doing that,
imperfections were introduced.
And I don't know how that happens or why, but apparently when there is incest, that happens. When Noah and his family
and their wives,
right, they had children and probably didn't take their own children, but they married their sons and daughters to cousins to create more people.
Didn't it sort of say that Abraham and Isaac were somewhat doing that too?
Abraham and Isaac were married to their cousin, yes. So after, what would that have been? 1,000 to 2,000 years? Maybe 3?
Maybe more.
I don't think it was more than 3. But by the time they got out of Egypt, there were enough people around and there was enough imperfections in the genetic code that at that point in time, marrying siblings or having children with siblings, whether or not you're married, was becoming a bad mutation that would remove the ability.
A danger.
Right. I mean, heck, there was one guy in Spain that was totally messed up. He had, I just saw a short about him, and oh my heavens, he looked weird, and according to some reports, his face was so misshapen that his jaws, his teeth could not come together. He couldn't chew his own food. He was so messed up.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and we know that the royalty, oh my heavens, throughout all of Europe.
Oh yeah, that.
They had incest like you wouldn't believe. I mean, it was, if it wasn't brother and sister, it was cousin, and it was just way too close. And there were.
They wanted to keep the royal bloodline.
Right.
By doing so, they were screwing themselves.
They killed themselves off.
Yep.
Pretty much literally. So.
It's actually reminds me a little bit of something in the Fallout universe. Honestly, I feel very sorry for this kind. Vault tech, stupid. Lots of experiments. They had 2 vaults.
Oh, yeah.
1, 999 men, 1 vault lady. The other one, 999 ladies, 1 guy.
Yeah, that would not go over very well.
No, it would not.
I mean, I can understand 5 to 10, but still, beyond
1,000 people
2 or 3.
What?
Yeah, just.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's a game, thank heavens. So
yeah,
it could not have happened.
Oh, if that was real, that would be.
That'd be horrible.
Yeah, torture for the one.
Yeah.
Because there would be literal wars over them, and heck, there's only so many times you can
have
produce
sexual
seeds.
action. Yeah.
Before you
wear out and get tired of it. I mean, that's part of the problem with David and Solomon. I mean, seriously. Anyhow.
Oh, yeah, they had a lot.
Yeah. David had minimum of 100 or 200, maybe 300. Solomon had like 300 actual wives and 700 concubines.
Why? Okay, the 4 is of Abraham can be reasonable, but what?
Yeah. Beyond a certain point, and I'll talk about that when we get there. But it just became a problem that tore them down. Supporting women, having people not die, and so they just bring them in and say, well, you'll be my wife over here, so just go and be whatever. Anyhow.
Okay, who are you? I'm your wife. Which one?
Yeah. Which level?
Yeah, that probably happened a lot.
Yeah. The nakedness of thy father's wife's daughter, begotten of thy father, she is thy sister, thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. And that includes stepsisters, who are half-sisters.
Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's sister, your aunt. She is thy father's near kinswoman.
Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, for she is thy near kinswoman. Again, it's an aunt.
Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's brother, uncle. Thou shalt not approach to his wife, she is thine aunt.
Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy daughter-in-law. She is thy son's wife. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Yeah, don't...
It's understandable that he has to be super thorough, because there's going to be people who are going like, oh, look, you didn't mention this. I'm going to go,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Ugh. 16.
Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy brother's wife. It is thy brother's nakedness.
Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter. Neither shalt thou take her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter to uncover her nakedness, for they are her near kinswoman in his wickedness. What?
I think this one is speaking, since it's just a woman, if the woman has a child and is clearly a mother, do not go near her.
Either that or do a threesome, a literal threesome. But still, the other part of it might be, if you take a woman in and you marry her, again, it's a mother to a daughter. Don't have a try relationship.
Don't have sex with the mom and don't have sex with the
if you marry a woman, don't take any of the children to bed, or grandchildren, or whatever.
Yeah.
Neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister, to vex her, to uncover her nakedness beside the other in her lifetime.
Wait, what?
Don't marry two women and have them fight over you.
Or make her jealous?
That seems like what is being said.
Maybe. There's not a footnote for that one. Also, thou shalt not approach unto a woman to uncover her nakedness as long as she is put apart for her uncleanliness. Do not go to a lady in their lady days.
Yeah, having a period is definitely not a good time to do anything, because that can cause huge problems for everybody.
Yep.
Not to mention...
messy.
Yeah, and potential due to impact, forceful pushing of liquids into the wrong places.
Oh, ugh.
Yeah, you're getting a urethra of the man or the woman full of
blood.
Something. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I'm not.
That's infection on a totally different level. Yikes.
If you pee immediately, might not be a problem, but if it plugs up, that could be a problem. If it clots in the urethra.
Oh, I don't want to think about that.
Yeah, that could be painful. Moreover, thou shalt not lie carnally with thy neighbor's wife to defile thyself with her.
Oh, shoot.
What?
That's what David did.
Yeah. And he should have been stoned.
100% he definitely should have.
Yeah, not to mention he also...
sent that guy off to basically die.
That was first-degree murder.
Yep. And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech.
Mm-hmm.
Neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord. What is Molech again?
He was one of the... he's one of the demons that people worship as a god.
Oh, got it.
And when they mean pass through the fire, do you know what that means?
No, I've never actually heard of that term before.
Okay. There's a very gory description of what happens, but the basic premise is you burn them alive.
Oh.
Yeah.
What was his name? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, whenever they refused to worship that idol.
They were put into the fiery furnace. We don't know that it was a worship furnace, but yeah, they were put into a fiery furnace.
Huh.
But the Molech thing is on a totally different level, and it's bad.
Yeah.
They would not put them in the fire. They would put them over the fire and cook them. Yeah, don't go too far with that thought because it's nasty.
That makes me feel a little sick.
Yeah, it does. If you really think about it, it's beyond gross. And they sat there and went, "Oh, this is worship and it's fun." Yeah. Ugh.
The apple
Anyhow.
in the mouth. Wait, if this has happened more often than not, do you think that that whole idea and drawing style actually came from that originally? Okay, so the sort of trope, I guess, of the really bad guy, or sometimes jokey, depending on the situation, ties somebody to a stick and starts rotisserie chickening them and puts an apple in their mouth like a pig.
Huh. I don't know. That's cannibalism, which is on a different level altogether. True. This isn't cannibalism. This is
I have seen jokes
burning people to.
Yeah, I have seen jokes where that idea of cannibalism is a possibility, but the person is actually just trying to warm up the frozen person, and they don't have a communication barrier, so they don't know. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as womankind. It is an abomination. Is that talking about...
With the male you shall not lie as one lies with the women. So don't have sexual relations with the same sex.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Homosexual behavior. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion. Do you know what bestiality is?
Essentially sex with an animal.
That's what bestiality is.
Okay.
If you ever hear of that phrase, that's what it is. It's bestiality. Yeah, it's not a good thing. But this is homosexuality and bestiality are both things that are highly condemned, and read 24 and we'll find out a little bit more.
Defile not ye yourselves in any of these things, for in all these the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you.
And from what we understand, Sodom and Gomorrah were heavily into homosexuality.
Where's Sodom and Gomorrah again?
That's where Lot was taken from.
Oh yeah, that place.
And they could, I mean, just for the sake of saying it, they could possibly have been into bestiality as well, but we don't know at all. Pompeii, if you look up information about Pompeii,
them too.
Oh my heavens, they had art projects all over the place of, shall we say, sexual.
Like in public.
I don't know how public it was, but yeah, it was blatantly obvious, and there were even brothels that were well defined, where people could go and.
Brothel is essentially a love hotel.
It's a place where you could go for sex, pay for sex.
So instead of going there with a person you care about to have the fun times in bed, you could pay to have somebody else have the fun times in bed with you.
Right.
Got it.
That's what prostitution is.
Got it.
So
this is an uncomfortable chapter for me.
Yeah. When Pompeii was wiped out, it wiped out a very bad bit of sin that was going on, and God does this across the board for people that are doing bad things, and it will be interesting to see how the West Coast gets wiped out, because they are, oh my heavens, they are deeply into this stuff. And there's people around here, which, you know, we're having a lot of natural disasters right here. Who knows how far that goes?
We'll find out eventually.
Eventually, yes. But yeah, this is stuff that is specifically condemned. And one thing that has been clarified in modern day is it's one thing to feel confused and to ask the question, do I have these feelings about someone else? It's another thing altogether to act on them and perform these acts.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've ever been into any type of lustful whatever, any boy past the age of puberty has looked at women and gone, what's it like to have sex? But
And sometimes girls. Okay, very often.
I
know you're not a girl, but I can vouch for that.
anytime a person is past the age of puberty, they begin saying, what's it like to have sex? And if they wonder what it's like to be with the same sex, then we need to ask them why, because it may just be that they're wondering what the deal is. But it's another thing to say, that sounds like a good idea, let's go do that, especially if it is forceful to the point of rape.
If it's forced, and even if it's like both sides are okay with
consensual.
it, even if it's consensual, it can be.
Just the fact that it's not in the bounds of marriage takes away some of the commitment and some of the reason for sexual activity.
And if you are married to the same sex, the problem becomes, well,
what's the point?
Yeah.
The point of sexual relations is to have children, and it's to...
A lady does not have the part that a man has to give to another lady.
And vice versa.
Sure,
but
you could technically find ways to stimulate that. It's not the same.
And here's the other part about it. Sex is to bring a man and a woman into a unity, into a life and a feeling of unity. And God does not say that it's okay for two men and two women to come together in that way, because it is not the way that the world was built to work. So
it's sort of like a puzzle in my brain. You each have
every girl looks
the exact same in
the most
puzzle,
general sense,
in puzzle
in a broad
pieces,
brush, right?
And then men look exactly the same in that puzzle piece,
right?
And whenever you put those together, their piece becomes complete.
Right, and they become one, and you can't become one when you have to.
When your pieces won't match.
Yeah, when you have to do things to create the union. Anyhow, defile not yourselves in any of these things. We'd read that. And the land is defiled, therefore I do visit the iniquity thereof upon it, and the land itself vomiteth out her inhabitants.
Makes sense. You shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments.
Be allowed to stay on YouTube.
Well, we can immediately say there's a disclaimer. Not for kids who have not under 16 or something.
Under 20.
Maybe these days I think 16 is going to be the borderline for what people are aware of.
Considering the fact that it is becoming more and more apparent that children under the age of 8, if not 5, are seeing full-on nude pornography. This is...
I may not have experienced it myself, but somebody else definitely did when I was little.
I mean, think about it. Children are getting smartphones that are capable of being hidden and viewed anywhere, and especially once they hit puberty, they start looking for stuff like that to find out what it is.
It's why flip phones exist still, because there are people who are trying to keep the sanity.
Yeah. Anyhow.
I definitely am sad to say that I know exactly of 2 people who likely did and did.
They got messed up.
Yeah.
You shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, and shall not commit any of these abominations, neither any of your own nation, nor any stranger that sojourneth among you.
For these abominations have the men of the land done, which were before you, and the land is defiled. The land before you, so that's probably talking about where they've been before.
No, the land that is laid out before you that you are going to.
Oh, my bad. Wrong before.
But at the same time, Egypt very easily could have been doing some of these things as well. Mm-hmm. That the land spew you not out also when you defile it, as it spewed out the nations that were before you.
For whosoever shall commit any of these abominations, even the souls that commit them, shall be cut off from among their people.
Therefore shall ye keep mine ordinance, that ye commit not any of these abominable customs, which were committed before you, and that ye defile not yourselves therein. I am the Lord your God.
I can almost guarantee you that this entire chapter is simply because it is a chapter in the Bible that people do not like to talk about because it's not conforming. There's going to be a lot of hate comments, dislikes, and other things like that.
Depending on how many people actually look at it.
Yeah, but there's definitely going to be eventually somebody who starts doing hate comments.
Yeah.
It's just
That's
normal at
why
this point.
that's why I hold all comments.
That's fair.
I can edit them. I will probably do that. Anyhow.
My one thing I do have a question for. It said, as you stated, you should not have sexual relationships with animals. Furries. Their whole thing is being anthropomorphic animals and are very, very often associated with sexual things.
Yeah.
So does that mean technically furries are the having sex with animals thing?
Furries, especially in a sexual sense, are bestiality.
Lovely.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Furries are cool though, I will not deny.
Hey.
As long as they're not in sexual orientations.
True. You know, it's fun to have an
Anthropomorphic.
whatever. Have someone look like an animal to an extent. It's fun to do that.
Niku.
Yeah, you know, I like the clean and fun versions of looking like cats or dogs or horses.
Cat
whatever it may be.
returns.
Yeah, I mean that's a fun one, but yeah, it super easily and quickly goes into sexual territory because
Yep.
more often than not, furries are done specifically to show off sexual layout.
I know that one for a fact.
Yeah, yeah. Anyhow,
That answers that question.
yeah. Chapter 18 is a difficult chapter because it is a hard chapter, and God lays down a law that Molech and the other demons that are worshipped as gods don't like. And so,
And because of the way the things are going, many other people don't like it much anymore either.
because people are worshiping the demons that are okay with this stuff.
Indirectly.
No, well,
They're not officially like saying, oh, great,
yeah.
so-so.
Yeah, we can take that however far we want, but the fact is, when someone gets into sexual things and they begin following a pattern that is evil and wicked, it does not take much for Satan and the demons that are with him to begin leading them down a path that will lead them to sexual perversion and sexual activities that are not good. So
This chapter,
yeah, we need to at least start this chapter with the statement: this chapter is about sexual things. Please do not watch this if you have a problem with that, and I dearly hope that YouTube actually allows this to stay up because we're just reading it and making comments about it, so we'll see what happens. Thank you, and now let's do an ending. Have a good day.
Bye.
We'll see you next time.
this is a lot to think about, to say the least.
Yeah. This is a hard chapter.
Now that I'm older, I'm actually considering this a lot more. When I was little, I had no idea what the heck it was talking about.
Yeah, this is a hard chapter for a lot of reasons and for a lot of people because Satan hath great hold on the hearts of the children of men.
And it's not conforming to what they so desire. The biggest thing, we gotta have leniency, yes. Complete leniency and allowing you to do everything you want.
Well, beyond a certain point, it
Yeah.
becomes perversion, and it doesn't matter how kind you're trying to be. It
You
just
can dress
doesn't
and
need to
drag all you want. I don't mind. It's whenever it starts becoming, let's cut off my private area.
No, it's really
And further
it
than that.
starts with, let's not do this in private.
Oh yeah, that too. Like
Yeah.
the kids in school kissing in the hallway, in the middle of the hallway, mind you. So everyone has to walk around them or see it.
Oh well. Well, let's just end and talk about this more later.
Yeah,
Bye.
this is getting chaotic.
Yeah.